In this video, we are going to have a look at conditional hooks in Cucumber, and I would be using Java as the platform. So we know that we can run hooks before and after every scenario and individual steps. But there is a catch that these would run for every single scenario or the step for which it has been implemented. However, this is not always desirable, as we can always have certain cases which require setup steps which are applicable only for them. We can handle such cases by adding a string parameter to our hooks. The value of this parameter would be the tag with which we have marked our scenario in the feature file. These are known as conditional hooks. They execute only for the tags they are associated with. Let's have a look at the practical implementation of this, and that will clear things up. Okay, so let's first have a look at what we would be working with. So here I have with me a simple Cucumber TestNG framework on Java, and I'm also using Maven for my dependencies. And with me I have got two feature files. First test.feature, login data test.feature. And in these two feature files I've got a total of 5 scenarios, or rather you can say a total of 5 test cases. In my first test.feature I have got 4 scenarios, and in login data test I have got one single scenario outline with a single example. So total 5 test cases. Along with this I have got 2 step definition files, one for data login data test, another for my first test.feature. And with that I have got a one single run file wherein with which I am running the entire thing. Okay, so now let's have a look at our step definitions. And in my steps.java I have actually written a simple print statement for every step of my scenario. And over here I also have got a single scenario level hook before and after, and a single step level hook before step and after step. Right, okay, so there is already a tag added over here. Let's get rid of this one first. Now let's just first execute this and look at what our baseline output is. So I'll go to run. Right, so for every case I have got before hook, then I have got before step, then step, then after step, then again before and after step, then finally the after hook. Okay, now what I would do is that I would add actually a tag for my before step, and I would run this for, let's select something. Okay, I've got my UI tag associated with just one case, right? Others do not have it. So I would go to my steps and add at the rate UI for my before step, and I would add at the rate UI for my after step. So now the before step and after step should be executed only for my UI test, right? So only for this particular scenario. Check company logo, the user is on login page, then the company logo should be present in the login form. Okay, now let's run this and check this. So my execution is over. I can see a lot of outputs. Let's look at individual scenarios. The first scenario I can see my before hook, then there is no step hooks, and then my steps, then finally the after hook. Similarly for the second one, for the third one, this is actually my company logo check scenario. Over here I can see my before hook, then the before step, then after step, then again before step, after step, and after. So with this you can conclude that my tagged hook ran only for the scenarios with which this particular tag was associated, right? And similarly I can do the same for my before hook also. And if I want to do that, let's say I just want to run my before hooks for some smoke, so that would run for 1 and 2, or rather let's run that only for data driven. Okay, so I'll do control C over here, go to my steps, and in my before add data driven, and for my after also I'll add. Okay, now actually it's not necessary that you would have to add for before and after. That means it's not necessary to have same tags for both before and after. I can very well leave this after as it is, right? So that this after would run actually for every scenario, but my before would only run for at the rate data driven tag scenario. Right, let's just run this and verify. Fine, we can see in our individual test cases that the before was not executed. I only have after. After is executed for everyone. And I've got my before steps for only those that have been that were tagged as at the rate data driven. Right? That would be, yeah, that were tagged as only data driven. Right? Fine. So that was about tag. What else is there? Okay. So if you remember, we had one more option to add in our hooks. Okay. So we can actually add order. So if we add order equal to 1, it will actually give you an error, right? That annotation must be from name equal to value. So there should be some name associated to this particular argument. And then to find that out, you can actually press Control and click on this. And in its implementation, we can see that this particular default string is associated with the name value. So I'll go back and give over here as value equal, right? And my syntax error is gone, right? So you can use this syntax if you want to use order along with your particular tag, right? Let's run this once and see whether this is worked or not. Okay, so my scenarios ran. I can see this clearly over here. And yeah, that was all for this video. And if you have some queries, please do mention them in the comments. And like always, thanks for watching and hope you have a great